guys, and welcome to my March TBR. I'm really excited to share with you the books that I'm planning on reading in the month of March. So far, I've had some pretty good reading months this year. I mean, January, I read a lot of quantity. February, I feel like I was finally getting some 5-star reads and some good books. So I'm excited and hopefully I will continue to have a good reading time for the month of March. So let's get into what I plan on reading in March. The first book, well, you guys know I've been trying to work on completing book series. So I'm going to be reading the 5th book in the Dune series, which is called Chapter House by Frank Herbert. After this one, I'll just have one left and I will have completed the whole series, which will be really nice. So I've been trying to read 3 series at the same time, but I just finished the 3rd book in Octavia Butler's Xenogenesis trilogy. So I think I'm going to be continuing from now on just to be working on 2 series at the same time. 3 is a little bit much. So I'm going to be reading this one, and also I'm going to be reading, which I don't have it on me yet. Hopefully it'll be here within the next few days or so. I've ordered it from Book Depository, are the 3 books in the next trilogy by Robin Hobb, which is, I believe it's called Fool's Errand is the first one. And I know this one is a chunky book. This is 600 pages. The other one, I believe, is like just as long, if not even longer. So those will be good enough as far as series go for the month. But I am excited to be starting a new trilogy by Robin Hobb, and I hope that I love it as much as I have the other 2 of hers. And I believe this one we're finally returning back to Fitz, which will be cool because now it's been so long since I've read his books. I'm gonna need a little bit of like a refresher on everything that was happening with him and his world. One book I'm definitely going to be prioritizing in the month of March is Nobody's Magic by Destiny O. Birdsong. This is because I'm going to be on a podcast. It's called Booked Solid, and we're going to be talking about this book. So I definitely need to read it so that I can talk about it. In this book, we're following 3 Black women who all have albinism, and I'm really looking forward to this because the cover on this one is just so beautiful, and it was just released, so I haven't really heard too much about it, so I'll be able to go and make my own complete opinion on whether I like this book or not. And then speaking of new releases, I do have a couple other ones I will be prioritizing. The first one is Black Girls Must Be Magic by Jane Allen, which I guess I kind of already have lied to you guys in this video because this is part of a series. So I guess I am technically reading 3 series for the month of March. I'm hoping that I will be getting the audiobook from my library for this one. I have been on hold for it for a while though, so if I don't, then I'll just go ahead and read the actual physical copy. I was doing some shopping at Target the other day, so I'm going to have to do another book haul because they had a sale of buy 2 get 1 free on their books. So that's how I got some of these new releases. I also picked up, as part of that deal, Cherish Farrell by Bethany C. Morrow, which I have been hearing a lot of buzz about too. I really love the cover on this one. This one I think has been described as kind of like a social horror book. So the book is described as like Get Out meets My Sister the Serial Killer. So we'll see if this one is going to live up to the hype or not. If you happen to or not to get a chance to watch my last shelf video, we toured the books on this shelf right here. I let you guys know that I was going to be choosing a few books from that shelf to try and prioritize getting to in March, and the ones that I decided to go with, I chose 6 of them off of there. So we have Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. This one is a historical fiction book, and we're following Shakespeare's son, I believe, or something like that. I'm just realizing a lot of the books on that shelf that I picked are historical fiction books, so we'll see how that goes because they're very hit or miss for me. Like, sometimes I have to just be in the mood. So we'll see how many of these I actually get to. So the next one is Alchemy and Rose, which this is another historical fiction, but kind of having to do more with the gold rush, and this one takes place in 1866. The next 2 are also historical fiction by the same author, but not part of the same series or anything, and it's Under a Dancing Star by Laura Wood and A Snowfall of Silver. And these ones both take place in the 1930s. One of them is in England. Looks like this one says Cornwall. And I believe these are typically, her characters are female characters who are in their teens, so I want to say these are like young adult books. This one it says that she's 18. Then I have a nonfiction book, which is the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass, an American slave. I was sent this one by Penguin a long time ago, and the thing is, I think I might have read this book, but if I have, it was a long time ago, so I would love to actually read it again. And then lastly from that shelf, we have Dear Miss Metropolitan by Carolyn Farrell. This one I think is a contemporary book, but it also has some like, not exactly mystery thriller. I don't know. It's very hard to figure out because I know it has to do something with these girls who are kidnapped. So altogether, that's already a lot of books to be getting to in the month. So I'm just gonna leave it there for now, but I do have a few books that I'm on hold from at my library that we'll see, because I usually listen to 4-ish audiobooks a month. So I also am on the hold list for Worn by Sophie Banhauser, which I also have the physical copy of. This is what that book looks like here, and it's A People's History of Clothing. So this is a nonfiction book all about the history of clothing. I'm hoping though to get some good mystery thriller audiobooks for my library during the month too, because I fly through those types of audiobooks. Like I'm on the hold list for The Cage by Bonnie Kistler, The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, Tripping Arcadia by Kit Maquist, and then I know there's a few other ones that are gonna be releasing during March that I'm probably gonna try and get my hands on, like 9 Lives by Peter Swanson. So we'll see which of those audiobooks I end up getting or not, and then I may end up pulling different books from this shelf back here depending on my mood and how these other ones I chose are going. I definitely like to have a lot of variety and options available to me. That way I don't end up in a reading slump, and I am excited to get to these books. I feel like this is a actually really solid selection of books that I'm going to be getting to in March. I hope I get to all of them. I know I won't get to all of them, but I will get to as many as I can. Let me know what you guys are planning on prioritizing or reading in the month of March. How many books do you think that you might want to be getting to in the month of March? I am crazy and try to read way too many. I think if you can read 1 book in the month, then that's successful. But that's it for today. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!